Well, in the last episode, we triggered a trainer fight completely by accident at the very end, so I'm going to fight this bug catcher here right now. And what I'm about to say is probably completely useless, because I don't think that many people will be watching this video before watching my very first video, Let's Play Pokemon Red Part 1. But way back then, in this first video, I was asking for the name of the movie that played on the TV, and I am still getting comments to this day, 15 months later, that the movie is Stand By Me. I know the movie is Stand By Me! You can stop commenting on it now, please! Though, as I said, it's kind of pointless since odds are no one will be watching this video before my very first video unless they somehow decide to start out with Emerald and then work their way back instead. Personally, when I find a YouTuber that I like, usually I'll do the reverse. I'll start with his earlier work, then move forward. But that's personally what I do. You're free to do whatever you want. But moving on to something else, in my comment section on the channel's main page, there was someone who said that he didn't like... Nope, there doesn't seem to be anything there. There are quite a few secrets in patches where there are no grass in this area, so you gotta be careful where you're stepping on to see if you couldn't find some hidden stuff. So anyway, someone commented saying that he didn't like how in the later Pokemon games you had all kinds of subplots involving various characters that didn't really advance the story, things like that. Personally, I actually enjoy those subplots because it actually makes the world feel more alive in a way. In that you've got NPCs who are busy doing their own things, and they might run into you every now and then, and it's better that than having even more NPCs just spewing some random banter whenever you talk to them, and they only do that whenever you visit them in the entire game. So it actually, yeah, it makes the world feel more alive, and it makes the game more enjoyable in the way because it gives you more of a sense of immersion, like you're not the only one who's busy having a life. And speaking of plot, doesn't seem to be anything there. We're going to get started on the main plot of the game right now! So see, there's this guy who works for Devon, the Hoenn equivalent of Sylph in a way. They make all kinds of products, and this guy here is getting ambushed by some pirate wannabe, like he grew up watching Jack Spearow and wanted to be like him but failed miserably. So Jack Spearow here, as I'm gonna call him, since, well, I should give him a name since, well, he's gonna be a recurring Aqua grunt throughout the early game. We're gonna meet him a few times, so I'm just going to call him Jack Spearow. So this is the first battle against a villainous team in this game. In Ruby, Team Magma were the villains and Team Aqua were the good guys, and in Sapphire it was the reverse. In Emerald, they're both bad teams, so they both got opposing goals, and they're gonna have several run-ins with each other, but you're out to stop both teams. And we're going to learn about their evil goals a bit later on in the game. But this time, it does not, in fact, involve an M-Bison clip. No, it's something else entirely. So, now I just completely trounced this guy with his lone Poochyena. Yeah. Grinding that Torchic was totally worth it in retrospect. It would have been a shame to run away from all those battles, and... well, yeah, come and battle me again. Well, we're gonna meet him again a few times throughout the game, but yeah, run away. So this guy here, as I said, he's a researcher for Devon, who's also a shroomish enthusiast. That's his excuse for sticking around in Pelberg Woods instead of encountering him in Rustboro City, where the Devon headquarters are. And now he realizes that, well, Jack Spearow was headed for, okay, this is not a trainer, but Jack Spearow was headed for Rustboro, so this guy ran away after him. And, oh, there was a patch with no grass there. There may be something in there. I'm gonna check that out after dealing with this Wurmple here. But moving right along, if you remember last month's Pokemon Marathon from the Speed Gamers, and if you were there, then you definitely do remember it. Oh god, Poison Sting, please no hacks, please no hacks. Okay, thanks. So because Poison Sting throughout my entire history of playing Pokemon, it has haxed me more than any other move. I swear I get poisoned at least half the time when I get hit by Poison Sting, so it's not a move that I'm a real fan of seeing pop up on an opposing Pokemon. But anyway, regarding the Pokemon Marathon, Chugga posted on the Speed Gamers forums a diary of sorts of his experience throughout the marathon, the 8 days that his trip to Texas lasted, and I'm going to put a link to that thread in the movie description if you're interested, because it's really informative as to how the marathon went behind the scenes and everything. And one bit that struck me as being particularly funny is that the guy who was playing Sapphire used a Sableye on his team. And you want to know why? You really want to know why? Because he didn't know too much about Pokemon, supposedly. That's the official explanation, anyway. And so he went by the Prima Guide's suggestion. That's right, the Prima Guide for Sapphire suggests using Sableye. Why? Because it has no weaknesses? Well, with those stats, it might as well be weak to everything, to be honest. And it's not like it can attack worth peanuts, either. And I don't know if I've ever mentioned my stance on paper strategy guides, but it's don't. Just don't even bother. Because, well, obviously the internet connections cost something, but still, what you can find on the internet is vastly... Oh, okay, sorry about that, It's probably recorded that sound. It was my new antivirus that warned me that it had updated. It's a rather unfortunate occurrence, and I don't think you can turn that notification off, so I think... I hope we won't have to hear it too much throughout the LP, but if I have to put up with it several times, I may just get frustrated enough to look for ways to turn that notification off. Oh yeah, Bullet Seed, the move that makes me long for the glorious days of the Water Gun TM. Seriously, Bullet Seed sucks. Well, it doesn't suck in Mystery Dungeon. It's always been one of the best killing moves in the game there, even though it was horribly nerfed in Mystery Dungeon 2, and it still remained one of the best offensive moves in the entire game nonetheless. And okay, this is the Pretty Flower Petal Shop, where I am no doubt going to get a Whalmer Pail for growing berries. Now, the way berries here changed a lot from Gold, Silver, Crystal. In Gold, Silver, Crystal, you could go to a tree every single day and there would be a new berry there. But now, in this game, how it works, if you're not aware, because I think most of my viewers have actually played this game before, it's that now, how you do it is that you find berries growing on soft soil, and what you do is that you can pick them and either give them to your Pokemon. Oh, and here's the Whalmer Pail for watering those berries. And after that, what you can do is, well, you can either give them to your Pokemon like you did in Gold, Silver, Crystal, or you could put a berry and bury it in soft soil and water it every few hours, and the more you water it, the more berries you'll get. Of course, you can't just water. You can water a berry, for example, if it takes 24 hours to grow, you can water it every 6 hours, and you'll get the maximum output of berries. So that's basically how it works, and there are a lot more berries than there were in Gold, Silver, Crystal either. And oh yeah, I was just wanting to check that sign before I moved on. Not over to the east, but to the north, because there are a few items to be obtained here, and there's also some tall grass in there. And is it me, or is the encounter rate up from the first 2 generations? Well, regardless, we're going to take care of this area in the next video.